I was like usually like bottom, and for some reason this one I'm like up towards the top.
Kyle went from
Maybe
the
because I'm
bottom
playing
to the top.
Basically fully confirmed, and I was thinking it prior to, but yeah, basically Arc Pirate mod.
Good luck to everybody's stomach.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, yeah, I couldn't handle that shit.
Listen, have you guys ever felt raged after playing a game that you want to go out and like do something stupid like that?
If I heard it was coming out on mobile. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the theretrorents Retro Gaming Podcast. It's our 31st episode. We're middle-aged, and I am Al.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Nick.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. It's great.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, man.
Great to all of us be back, and the holidays are over, thank Christ.
Oh, yeah.
You, I'm sure, are even doubly happy, considering how crazy it got for you at the what we'll now call your old job in a week.
Indeed, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you got a new job?
Yeah, new job. Going to be starting in 2 weeks. So this is going to be my last week at my current job, and then move on to bigger and better things.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, he'll be working and eventually moving to Delaware.
Oh, sweet. What area?
Wilmington area.
Okay, nice. Nice. Yeah, we go to Southern Delaware a lot. I like Delaware.
I want to work at Dogfish Head.
I was so close.
I know. I'm still disappointed in you for
So
that.
close. I'm disappointed in me too.
That's a good story one day, Nick, for him to tell you. The interview at Dogfish Head.
8 hours.
8-hour interview?
8-hour interview. And I thought it was going to be like, oh, this is like, it's like a tour.
Was it like a marathon? Like,
yeah. So seriously, so you go on a tour, and then I was interviewing for an IT position, and I met who would be my boss. He walked me around, showed me the IT stuff, and then you go in this room, and every department has to come in and interview you. So every department's like hammering you with all these questions, and some just want to get to know you to see what kind of person you're going to be. Some have like technical questions, like how to export a doc,
right?
And then using their software, and it was a little ridiculous. So, and then like towards the end, they were like, "You're exhausted by the end of this thing," and then they're like, "Hey, come down and have a beer," and they give you a free beer. They would have paid for my hotel room and everything, but I just went home that night because of the kids and stuff. But yeah, it was a pretty grueling day. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Woo.
So.
I can't remember ever having an interview like that. Yes,
yep.
I guess I just have an aimed high.
Cool place though. Sad I didn't get it. I would have got free beer every paycheck, but you know what? It's all right. I'm happy where I'm at now. So it worked out.
Yeah, I miss working where you're at. I loved that job. They were all right.
Yeah, they're okay. We're okay.
Yeah. It's a great group of people to work with. I think you're the only person there still that I know.
Yeah, as far as like the IT like ops.
Yeah,
Doreen.
like out of our old crew. Ryan's gone. Ramon's gone.
Yeah.
We were like the four miscreants. It was great. Oh man, so what have you guys been watching, playing? Well, actually, so did we ever do like a full Christmas review? All the presents? What'd you guys get?
I got nothing gaming related.
Oh, that's right, you did say that. You didn't get any gaming.
Well, I don't know if this really counts. Like I bought Liam some Switch games that I play. Does that count as a gift for me too then, or because technically it's his, but I've been playing.
Keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Right? We all get to play it.
Gives right back to you.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
How about you,
but
Nick? How did you Hey, Kyle and I did do our Christmas thing, yeah. What was Oh, you got something really cool though, Kyle, and I'm trying to remember what the hell it was. I don't remember.
Is it bad that I don't either?
I just remember you saying, I was like, oh, that's sweet.
I got like a
shift ever.
I got a snowboarding pass.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
a
right.
day pass.
Yeah,
That
the
might
day
have been
pass
it. Like
for up by me.
blue.
Yeah. How about you, Nicholas? How'd the elves treat you?
Treat me well. I didn't get any gaming things. Same for me. But
The fuck is wrong with you two?
It's not us. It's not us. We ask for it. I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
We don't buy gifts for ourselves. I mean, we do, but
Well, in your case, I understand, Kyle. Nick, in your case, you got no fucking excuse.
Right. Well, I guess my gift was the best one. Probably I got to go to is up in Ticonderoga.
Ooh.
And it was a Star Trek tour.
Oh, get out!
And to understand this, this is the original series Star Trek. So like the original Captain Kirk,
Yep.
Spock,
awesome.
From the 60s. They rebuilt the entire set because they made a fan film, a series of fan films. If you look it up, it's called New Voyages.
Oh, I wanted to see that.
Really recommend it. It's a very, very, I think I want to say they did 10 episodes or something. They did it back in like 2005 or something like that. Anyway, but they kept the sets around and they turned it into kind of like this, I want to say museum / tour piece.
Kind of like PJ did with Hobbiton.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect example where they kept it around and I guess CBS and all that, permit them to do this because technically this is the fan film side,
right.
That kind of thing. But yeah, they haven't gone after them yet, thank goodness. And yeah, so they rebuilt it completely to specs of like the original series set, and then
cool.
they take you on the tour in such a way to like so I'll walk you through it if you want. So basically, and I'll try and post some pictures. I got to get them off my camera card. They allow you to take pictures, no video, but
cool.
So I was like spraying and praying with the camera. Walking through this. It was just so fun because I mean, especially if you're a fan of at least the original Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
And or television creation.
Sure.
And so they start off and they open the doors, they go with the explanations. Like back in the day in the 60s, obviously there were no automatic doors, and it was simply just a key grip pulling a string and the doors would open. So nothing was automatic, and like NASA would email in, it's like, how are you getting your automatic doors to work? It's like it's television.
The magic of TV.
Exactly. And so you walk in and you're like instantly into like the hallway, and they describe these things. And the first room you go into is the transporter room, so it's kind of you get to beam in. And then they take you into the doctor's office, and then Captain's Kirk's quarters, and then you keep walking down the hallway, and they say like the trickery of television, and that they make this ship seem really large, and that they have about, I don't know, like 15, 20 feet of hallway, but they'll film it in different angles and flip it around and
sure
all this stuff to give this illusion, like when you're watching the series, as like and redress it sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
so it looks like a different hallway, different part of the ship.
Every time you look at it, it's something slightly different, yet still familiar. And it's just, oh man, it's so gorgeous. Wow. And then you get into the engine room, and you have like the old warp core and all, and it looks like smack dab on. And then obviously cool. They save the best for last.
The
you
bridge.
Get to walk on that's right onto the bridge.
Oh my god!
And you're just like, oh, orgasm. And they don't let you touch anything. Like, they're very important. It's like, don't flip it, because it's a set piece, so it's not designed for usage. In terms, like,
right.
Like, it's like, you're not supposed to be smashing buttons and all this stuff, but they let you sit in the captain's chair.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and he's got like, you can swivel it in, and he's like, yeah. And total dream. And you never think it was there. So if you're ever up in near Ticonderoga, New York, highly recommend going.
I'm definitely going to put that on the list. I gotta say, like, out of any of my friends, you are probably, and I know we mentioned this on a previous cast, you are probably one of the most hardcore Star Trek fans I've ever met. So I can only imagine, like, you, this just big kid in a candy store. Like, I would be the same way, man. Like, that's just a dream come true. You know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic.
Oh, that is awesome.
I'm sitting with my my parents and my dad's like the other Trekkie in the family.
Oh yeah,
he's just like he's like, oh wow.
I was gonna say your dad. Oh my god, your dad was there too. He must have lost his shit. He must have.
Oh yeah, he loved it. He loved it too.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. Like I remember growing up, like I was really close to walking down that path of getting into making movies, and my friend Ethan and I used to spend like entire weeks, in summer at his place making movies with this handheld Sony camcorder that I had. And, you had two creative minds that, hadn't really had anything to do with their lives. We were in middle school at the time. And we would literally start at like 6 a.m, and then we would just start making these movies. We'd have a plot laid out, and we'd go till like 2 or 3 a.m. the following night, get a couple hours, get up and do it again. And by the end of the week, we had this like little 45-minute long movie with like special effects that we'd edit in and stuff. It was totally crazy. Like, so whenever I hear someone talk like the magic of television making, a 15-foot set piece seem like it's miles long, I mean, some of the crap we had to do, just thinking back on it, I mean, it's just dumb kids being kids, but, like, it's kind of the same principle. You kind of have to stretch what you have. I used to love that. I used to love that if you were creative enough, like, you could really make an illusion of something that is completely non-existent, appear on TV. It's great. But, yeah, oh, man. I really do want to check that out. Like, that's, one of the closest experiences I had to that lately. I've mentioned before, Luke has let me borrow his Oculus Rift, and I set up a Steam VR, on my account, on my Steam account, and I found that you can have environments to where like you can walk around, pick, and then go through your games library, pick what you want to play. But so mine is the original series Star Trek bridge.
Oh, nice.
And I can literally just walk around the bridge. You can interact with stuff. And, I mean, that's the closest I've had to that so far. And even then I was like, oh my God. And it just was totally doubled in the realism with that awesome gaming chair my wife got me for Christmas. Like, sitting in the captain's chair. I was like, holy crap, this is pretty cool. But that's awesome, man. That sounds like a hell of a Christmas present for sure.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, I spoke on the last cast. I got an awesome gaming chair. Treated myself to the Beast computer. Got a bunch of crap for the kids.
Yeah, how is that thing? Or you can run everything in Ultra.
Yes, pretty much. I haven't found anything I can't run in Ultra except for one thing. And I actually put it down to Rockstar's shitty programming than my computer. Because the game I'm trying to run in Ultra is like fucking 10 years old. It's Max Payne 3. And that piece of shit slows down with a certain feature turned on. And it's like, it says, oh, you need, 4 gigs of video RAM for this. And I'm like, I got fucking 16! And you're running like shit! So, yeah, but no, I mean, it's wild. It's wild seeing games that I played a lot of, and then all of a sudden you crank everything up. A good example for me was Total War Warhammer 2. I could barely play that, on low. It ran kind of shitty on my old laptop, but it was enough to where I could play it. And on this thing, it was like I cranked it all up, and it was like, oh my God. Just zooming in on armies clashing and the hand-to-hand combat just looking so crisp. It's, like watching Braveheart. But, oh yeah, speaking of that series, Nick, you know what's coming in March, right?
No, it's coming in March.
Total War 3 Kingdoms.
Oh, I keep seeing advertised. Is that when it's coming?
Yeah, it's coming in March. Ancient China, baby.
Yeah.
That, I think, is going to be the best in the series. For one, that whole, romance of the Three Kingdoms era is just amazing. If you've ever, for anyone listening, if you've ever read about it, there's some fantastic movies. What the hell is that one? Red Cliff. Red Cliff.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a fantastic, like, what are they called? Wushu movies, like, you know, the martial arts and war.
So, yeah.
But it's actually a really good kind of. It shows you what the Three Kingdoms War was all about, and I can't wait to actually play that in a game. Cannot wait. But yeah, speaking of playing games, Kyle, what the hell have you been playing and watching?
I've been playing a lot of Smash still.
Mm-hmm.
I have the last. I can go fight the final boss in Spirit mode. I'm just trying to beat all the other spirits before I do that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going around. I have like maybe 5 left, and the whole thing's complete.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've been kicking butt on it.
That's nuts.
You know what though? I don't feel like it's that hard. If you like, so I play as either Link or Toon Link, and I use the Ore Club, and I have Bison as my spirit, and I always start with that Ore Club, and it's just like I just kick everyone's ass with that. It's
Ore Club.
Ore, Ore. It looks like a giant rock, like.
Oh, I was gonna
and
say.
When you swing it, a tornado comes out.
Wow, I was gonna say I really missed a Zelda somewhere along the line.
Yeah, no, this isn't a Zelda weapon. I don't know. I actually don't know where it comes from in the Nintendo universe or wherever they pulled it from, because they have so many different. They have so many different, games and references in there. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah, it shoots out a tornado. The bigger the tornado, so you just use that to up their percentage, smack them with it once, and there they go, flying off.
Nice.
So it almost makes it too easy.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of like a knock on it, because it's like, as soon as you unlock that, you can just wipe the floor with everybody, almost everybody. There's a couple fights that you can't use it, but
okay.
For the most part, yeah, that's that. I have characters left unlocked that I'm just waiting for them to appear. So I've been playing a lot of that. I've been playing the crap out of Splatoon 2 still.
Yeah, you were saying you were having a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, I beat single player, and I just downloaded the Octo downloadable the Octo expansion. So you play as like the Octo kid.
Oh, okay.
Train, and I'm not sure yet if the train is supposed to represent like you're dead and you're in another world, and you got to pass these tests to get out.
Interesting.
So I'm not really sure what happened. Yeah, I don't know how the story's going yet because I'm only like a couple levels in, but it's pretty interesting. There's some tests. It gets a lot harder too. I mean, it's some of them are pretty tough.
No shit.
And playing multiplayer, kicking ass, which is incredible because like I said on last cast, I sucked on the Wii version, the Wii U version. I was like usually like bottom, and for some reason this one I'm like up towards the top.
Kyle went from the bottom to the top.
That's right. While I drink my pink tart berry ale. So, either that or I'm playing 10-year-olds, whatever. I'll take it either way.
Yeah.
My kids have been really getting into Yoshi's Woolly World for the Wii U, which
that
is
looks like a really good game. I never did play it though.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cute, but not like annoyingly cute. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really good platforming, and it's not like so difficult for them. It's difficult if you want to collect 100%.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say difficult. It's harder if you want to collect, but if you just want to zip through the levels,
sure.
It's great for someone that's like Liam and Calvin's age.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they've been enjoying that, and they like all the different amiibos that I have. If like you touch Link, like Yoshi's yarn pattern turns into like a Link yarn pattern.
Oh, that's cool.
And like the Squid Kid, and if you put another Yoshi on, you get 2 Yoshis.
Oh,
so
cool.
They've been having fun messing with that. So as far as watching, I just started Castlevania Season 2.
Oh, I know what I'm doing tonight. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh.
I'm 2 episodes in, so I'm not super far into it, but just as interesting as the first one. I love the first one.
Oh, I loved the first one. The first one was a masterstroke.
Yeah, 8 episodes wasn't enough.
No. You saw that, right, Nick?
Not yet, no. I've been meaning to get around to it.
The first season you haven't seen yet?
Yeah, even the first season, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's good.
I know,
yeah, check it out. Check it out when you get a chance. It's really good.
Really good. You'll love it. You will love it. I guess.
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, other than that, the other thing, my wife started watching Sabrina.
Oh yeah,
on Netflix. I guess it's like a darker remake of Sabrina
that's
the
what I've
Teenage Witch.
heard. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty dark.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty dark. Like devil possessing people. He
Ooh,
shows up and he's not like a devil in human form. He's in like his full goat, beast form when he shows up, and
nice.
it's pretty dark. We're a couple episodes in. I'm a lot more interested in the show than I thought I was going to be.
Huh.
It's a little cheeseball, but there's some really good parts to it too.
Though.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Christmas Chronicles was cheeseball, but I loved it.
Yeah, you did say that was cheeseball. I did not get to watch that.
Oh, it was great. Do you see that, Nick, with Kurt Russell playing Santa Claus?
I saw the trailers. I'm like, this came out of nowhere. I'm like,
right?
It did. And you know what? It's total cheeseball, but I thought it was good. I'm telling you, if you can still get it on there, you got to watch it. It was good. Okay. Just cheesy and funny.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing.
That's cool.
And watching. What about you guys?
We'll go with you, Nick, and I'll finish it off.
All right. Well, I've jumped. I think we talked about it last one or a couple ones ago. Atlas, the and it's now basically fully confirmed. And I was thinking it prior to, but yeah, basically Arc Pirate mod.
Dude, they fucking, oh my god, did they screw people over with this one? Not only that, but I heard if you had a controller plugged in and you did a little combination, you'd actually go back to the Arc menu.
Yep, you can get back to the Arc menu. I mean, I didn't expect anything really different. I mean, I can kind of pick it out watching the trailer. I'm like, okay, this looks like it's built on the Arc engine.
Sure.
And they're kind of going with that. And again, it's not something, drastic for a studio to use the same kind of thing. But yeah, it is no holds barred pirate mod Arc edition.
And they're charging a lot of money for that.
Yeah, and it is early access, but holy hell, does it feel like a step backwards in terms of stability and everything. I was hoping that it would be on the more stable part of Arc. I mean, Arc even of itself, you get a lot of people on the server, it still becomes unstable. But at least its current iteration, it's fairly things will work, and we're dealing with a lot of frame rate issues and things like that.
Sure.
But yeah, playing around the public servers, whoa, we're back to early access mode again.
Oh, geez.
And it shows. And it's oh man. And so, I mean, again, if you're really interested in it, you can check it out. But my take on it right now is you got to be a super fan or know that you're getting into an early access, because that's what it really feels like.
Yeah,
a lot of potential. I can see a lot of potential. The shipbuilding is super cool. Obviously, you have the whole Arc sandbox mode. The sailing around is really nice. Again, playing on the public servers, basically each map square is technically a server. So if you ever go private server, that's all you'd have unless you chain multiple servers together. So that aspect's neat, but again, it just feels super clunky.
Wow.
And maybe over time, as they kind of build things out and flesh it out, it'll become a lot smoother. But yeah, it's definitely I give it a hold and wait and see overall on that thing. Yeah.
Wow.
But then one of my viewers gave me a game called Perception. Really cool. It's basically your character is blind. It's a blind girl.
Ooh.
And so you kind of see the world through this. The best I can describe is a Daredevil type vision.
Okay, the Ben Affleck one.
Yeah, the Ben Affleck one. Yeah.
All right.
And so you have you have a cane button essentially. It's like your space bar, and you every time you tap it, you kind of send out this echolocation, cool. And it frames kind of the room you're in, so you're not running into furniture and whatnot. But it's framed as a horror game too. So you're going into this possessed house and trying to that's been in your dreams, and you're trying to figure out why am I even here type of thing.
Wow.
And super, super cool because it played because all your far off vision, quote unquote, is all very, very dark. You can't see several rooms down or anything like that, and even your echolocation doesn't go that far. So it's a lot of just figuring out what's ahead of you and what's in the room with you.
Ooh.
And then figuring that out and kind of dealing with that. Super, super cool game. That doesn't last very long. I'd say it's about 6 or 8 hours worth.
Okay.
oh man, I thought the story was great, and I don't know, I love this like blind mechanic.
I might have to reach out and see if they'll give me a review copy. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. It's really good. And then I'm currently playing Kona.
I have this one, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's designed for VR, but I'm playing it, regular peasant style. But again, another cool little story. It's kind of like on the rail. I say on the rails, but it's pretty linear in its storytelling. But it's a cool little thing. You're playing a Canadian detective.
Eh?
No do to put it, eh? And you're following up on this request from this benefactor to investigate something, and like things just start unraveling as soon as you get there, and it gets kind of a little bit mystical, and you start dealing with like a Wendigo style monster in the woods type of thing. It's very cool. I can definitely see if you had like VR, it'd be that much more immersive. But a great little story. I think it's really cool.
I might have to check that out. That sounds really cool. All right.
So what about you? What do you?
So I got this beautiful beast of a computer, and I've actually gone retro for probably the past two.
The beast is here,
and I'm playing 16-bit.
Want the beast to emulate Super Nintendo, huh?
Oh, like a beast, like a boss. But no. I kind of went headfirst into the Bard's Tale Trilogy Remastered. You can pick it up on GOG relatively cheap. It basically stems from I got the fourth one from In Exile, and I still plan on doing like a stream of that start to finish. But I wanted to play it first and get a feel for it, and I love it. I absolutely love Bard's Tale 4. I still think that's like one of the best unsung games of last year. But as I'm playing it and they're going over story points, I'm like, shit, I don't remember any of this. And granted, it's probably been almost 30 years since I played the first Bard's Tale. And so I picked this up, and I started playing Bard's Tale 1 a couple weeks ago. And I've been playing it a bunch lately. I was telling Kyle about it the last time we recorded, where it was like, it's one of those really old school dungeon crawlers. But it was one of the best ones because it shows you why people loved those games. Yeah, it's a bit grindy, but it is one of those where when you finally do get that level, like your level actually means something, and it makes your character that much more powerful to get you past, the next obstacle or wherever you're stuck. So I've been playing the heck out of that, just kind of enjoying going back to the old D&D style dungeon crawlers. It's just very well done. It's a perfect remaster. They did the quality of life improvements that I think the game would not have sold otherwise. Like they actually added auto mapping, yeah, because somewhere in my parents' house is a box of like tons of graph paper when I made maps for this shit the first time. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit again. And so yeah, no, it's great. I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then a couple days ago, I had reached out to and heard back from, I'm gonna butcher their name. It's it's Blitzy or Blitz Games, the pancake. I forget. I think that's how you pronounce it, because their logo, at least the one I saw, the guy had a stack of pancakes for his logo. So I think it's like Blitzy Games or something like that. But the game is called Lovecraft's Untold Stories, and it actually comes out the end of this month. But I got a preview copy, and I gotta tell you, this game is a blast. It's kind of like... It's got like that twin stick shooter feel where you can move with the left stick, shoot with the right stick. Mixed with like Zelda / Binding of Isaac, set in a H.P. Lovecraft setting. So, there's a couple characters you can play as, but you actually have to rescue them first. So you only start out with this detective who basically gets a telegram from like his old mentor, says he's found something, needs his help, blah blah blah, and you start out in this like old haunted house kind of thing, and you're just going room to room. You know, if there's stuff in there, you got to clear it out. You're gathering clues. You're finding like weird shit all throughout these boards. Some give you information. Some make you lose a little bit of sanity and give you information. And so like you have your health that you got to keep in check, and then you got to keep your sanity in check. And the only way I found to restore a bit of your sanity is to either find, you know, certain events or things that'll restore it, or chocolate. So
chocolate. Yes.
Finding chocolate tucked away in a safe is a lifesaver. Keeps the Dementors away. But it's cool because as your character starts going more and more nuts, like you'll be going around the map and they'll just start muttering to themselves like, why the hell did I get into this? When is this gonna end? And it's great. It's kind of Super Nintendo-y graphics, maybe a little bit better. And the boards are obviously random each time. So it's got that roguelike element. But what I found that's really cool, so like the first board was this haunted house. The next one was this hospital where like they were doing experiments on like the patients and shit. And I wound up like going through, busting into this lab, and there was this guy trapped in like this, you know, prism, and I blew up the machines and switched all the levers, and finally it drops. And he was the first character that I rescued, and you can actually start a new game playing as him. And he's like a scientist with like this backpack that shoots these giant blasts of energy balls, whereas the detective has a shotgun, you know, and he uses firearms. And like the scientist, instead of starting in the haunted house, his game starts out in the lab, and it's like a totally different story and a totally different perspective, and it's just really cool. I'm really, really enjoying it. And it was just like, I hadn't heard of it. Somebody I knew in one of the Discord forums had mentioned it because I said I was a big Lovecraft fan. And, you know, if you like H.P. Lovecraft stuff and the Cthulhu mythos and, like, you know, Dagon, all those stories, this is a really good game you should check out. Like, the people that made this obviously are big fans of his work and his mythology, because they nailed it. They nailed the feel. The music is fantastic. It's just nice and creepy, and the graphics are great for what it is. It's very fun. It's got a few issues, mainly grammatical, because I think the team's actually Russian. So there's a couple, there's a couple spots where it's like, oh, I think you meant this word. And I was actually like, I love this game enough to where I started making notes on it, and I'm gonna like reach out to them and be like, hey, you might want to fix this to this if you have the time. But like, it's not jarring. It's not going to take you out of it. It's very occasional and it's very rare. And,
I mean, you mentioned it like it was Super Nintendo graphics. I mean, even like, well, definitely Nintendo, but even Super Nintendo, like there's always like the weird translation.
Yeah,
like, what?
And I'm telling you, like that's kind of what it felt like. Where I was like, oh, you know, if they meant to do that, that's cool. But I don't think they did. But you know what I mean?
That's great though.
I can't recommend it enough. It's a really fun game. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm on the third board for each of the character stories so far, and that is where I'm stopping at most points because it's fucking hard.
Do you unlock more characters the same way you did the scientists?
Yep. Or yeah, you basically get to unlock another character on the second board of each character's story. Neat. So the detective, I unlocked the scientist in the hospital. The scientist, his second board was a graveyard, and I unlocked the what is she? She's like a voodoo priestess. I forget what her actual title is, but I unlocked her. I tried playing as her, and I died within like 2 rooms because her attack style is just not my attack style. So I have to learn how to play her. It's like a totally different way to play the game with this character, so I have to figure it out. But it's just neat. Like, each character plays very differently. Their story is totally different. You can just tell, like, a lot of love went into this game, and I can't say enough good about it. I'm really, really enjoying it. It comes out January 31st. I think they did early access. You might even be able to pick it up now. But, I mean, it's great. It's a really good time, and I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Lovecraft fan. Because, as you know, there really aren't many really good Lovecraft games out there. I mean, I have that new Call of Cthulhu one, and I'm still playing through that. But I don't know, this one just really nails the feel of it so far. So yeah, Lovecraft's Untold Stories by Blitzy Games. I like it a lot. And I'm going to try my best to get past the third board. I had to take a break because I started getting into fuck this game mode. So
yes,
I will be going back to it. And then other than that, I've tried to... now, since I'm still borrowing the Oculus Rift, I want to use it to get myself moving. And I've been playing some Creed VR. Off the Creed movie, so it's like a really cool boxing VR experience. And for someone like me who's not what you'd call in shape, it's definitely making me work up a big sweat and get some exercise. So I'm really liking that. It's making exercise fun. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I've been playing. I haven't really been... the only other thing I've been watching was on Amazon Prime. I'm like hooked on this documentary, The Making of the Mob. Go figure. I just need to get more sleep at night rather than staying up till 2 in the morning watching documentaries. But yeah, so I think that's what we've been playing, what we've been watching, and we'll move on now to upcoming releases that interest us. I think most of these are somebody else's, so if you're tired of hearing me talk, you're in for a treat. Resident Evil 2 HD. Help yourself, whoever wrote it.
I put that up. I just thought I really liked Resident Evil 2. I thought that was it was a good sequel compared to the first one. I thought it added a lot. I thought it was cool how you just started out in like a burning city with, zombies right off the bat.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome. But they're doing an HD release, and it looks like it's going to have a telltale style of like a decision making. So they're adding elements to it, not just graphics. So they're actually going to add different things to the game where each one will have a different experience, I think, depends on who you play as.
That's cool.
And I think what you do in the game is going to affect outcomes. So I think it'll add playability, so it's not just a playthrough. You play through again and you change your decisions. It's going to alter the game, from what I understand. And I think they're not just being like, well, here's a graphical upgrade. Have fun. It's like, well, what else can we add to this game to make it better and have people keep coming back to it? I thought that was pretty cool for that one. So I'll probably end up picking that up when it comes out. I don't normally do the HD remakes all the time. Do you guys ever pick those up, or what are your thoughts?
Usually I'll get them with like if they come in like a combo pack or something, but it's obviously sometimes they don't do. Like more recently, I have been picking them up, like especially if they're like through Steam or something, because like I don't have any device that either can play them again,
sure,
or they'll at least update it so a new system can run it finally. I think I did that with Myst, because like you try to play it now, it's totally boring.
Yeah, it's something like that makes perfect sense. But some of these games are like something came out for PS3 and they're like, well, here's the PS4 remastered edition, and it's just like, well. I mean, I can kind of still play that. It's fairly recent.
That's too soon though.
Yeah. I think Resident Evil 2. I think how many people have a PS2 still set?
Exactly.
I mean,
I wish
any gamer will, but I got 3 if you want one.
Oh, I don't have any of my games anymore. I had so many games.
Yeah, I don't actually have a huge library of PS2. I was never. I leaned more GameCube, surprisingly. Yeah. Just kidding, not surprisingly at all. But yeah. I have maybe 20 titles for PS2. Not many at all, but I don't know. Thought that was pretty cool. I'm excited to pick that one up.
That's very cool.
Nintendo Online, their Netflix style gaming service this month. Master and Zelda 2.
Blaster Master and Zelda 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty common, and I think enough has been said about those 2 games overall between our cast and others.
Yeah,
fun games and all. Yeah, but I don't know who put the next ones.
I did Kingdom Hearts. Yes, obviously, any fans of that series knows we're like 2 weeks out from the probably a 14-year wait or something like that. I know my wife is just like chomping at the bit. She has been waiting for this game since the second one ended, and she's very, very excited. Oh yeah, and it looks fantastic. I mean, my kids are fucking off the wall, want to play this so bad, because I was showing Amber the preview video, and the girls came in and they saw Elsa and Rapunzel and flipped their shit. So Paige was like, "How long till that game comes out?" And I'm like, I think it's like 14 sleeps. She's like, "That's so long." And Amber's like, "Shut up! I waited 14 years." But yeah, so that comes. I forget the actual date. It's the end of the month, though. It's coming at the end of this month, so I cannot.
Yeah, it's a series I never played. Like it, I should probably pick that up.
Oh, it's a great series. It's Final Fantasy meets Disney.
Yeah, and it's more, but it's not like a turn-based, is it?
Oh God, I don't remember.
It's more like an action.
It's an RPG.
Yeah.
You know, like classic Square Enix.
Yep.
Travis was streaming a while ago, because that wasn't turn-based. Was it? Or am I thinking of something else?
No.
Well, they have a couple variations, so maybe one of the spin-off ones. Because isn't there like a Kingdom Hearts like 2.1 or something? Like
2.5 something. Maybe it was
turn-based.
Maybe. Yeah, one of them was more of an action. I could be talking out of my ass. Like I said, I never played them.
It's been so long since I played the first one. I don't remember. Honest to God, I don't remember.
The main tentpole ones though are like classic Square Enix, as far as I know. Like again, I haven't played them. It's just more like watching them through like Twitch and whatnot. Like, you know, classic. Like you move your character around kind of like the world, and there's cutscenes, and then when you fight, you get the like selection menus, like a Final Fantasy and things like that.
Yeah. They're fantastic, though. I beat the first one. I had such a blast playing that. And
January 25th is the.
That's right. The 25th.
I think a week and a half now.
Yeah, about
2 weeks.
13 sleeps, 13 days. We measure time in sleeps in this house. How many sleeps is that, Dad? All right, I think the next one might be you, Nick.
Indeed. Metro Exodus coming in February 13th, so about a month out.
That's going to be dope.
Looking forward to that. It's the I think it's the third installment of the Metro series. But looking forward to that. Another one that hit my radar that I wasn't expecting. And I don't know what to make of it. An Alien Isolation sequel, but it's on mobile.
I wanted to punch my new monitor.
You all got cell phones, right?
Oh God, dude, what the fuck is this mobile trend? It's really driving me nuts.
Because I don't have a problem with it, but I hate it when it's like, because apparently the same thing happened here, where it suddenly started getting hyped up, like, oh, there's an Alien Isolation sequel. And everyone's like, oh yeah, give it to me. Because like for me, I love the first one. It's like, yes, this is like an Alien experience, and like hit all the numbers right. And then it's like, and it's gonna be a mobile. It's like, wait, what?
What the fuck? Well, and what drives me nuts is like, again, a company is doing this where they're making a sequel for the people that played it on the original medium, whether it was PC or Xbox One. I have it on Xbox One. I absolutely loved it. So if I hear a sequel, I'm going to be thinking it's coming to the Xbox One or the PC. And I find out it's coming to mobile, like, I try not to be a negative Nancy, but I hope the people making this one and Blizzard with Diablo Immortal fall flat on their faces. Like,
that's the thing, and maybe again, like we talked about this with the Blizzard, the everyone shooting themselves in the foot, 2 seconds ago. But it's like I don't have a problem with mobile games, because more or less they can be complementary, and can maybe like fill in like little gaps or whatever. But it's like, don't set it up to be like the next big thing and say it's on mobile. It's like, set it, like if anything, it's like the next big thing is a couple months out. But guess what? You can play something now.
Yeah,
you can do. Go to your mobile phone provider app and download it now. It's like, that's the way to do it. It's like okay, that works, because it's like, oh, here's the big thing in the distance, but here's a little taste you can have it.
I'd have no problem with that. But this, like you said, this is the second time someone's pulled this shit.
Yeah,
and I read this. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking hit something.
No, you know what would actually be a cool idea if it was like, hey, we have this game coming out in 6 months, but we have a mobile version that's going to tell like a prologue of what's going to happen in the game, and like that's what you get to experience on the phone. And then when you get the game, you plop it in, and it's like, holy shit, that was awesome! I got to experience this here.
Yeah.
Like that would be awesome if they started doing stuff like that instead of just being like, well, here's the full game on this tiny little phone. Good luck with the controller.
Yeah, like who the fuck wants to do that? Like even if I had a fucking iPad, I don't want a game on that. Like
the thing is, like most of those types of games, I end up using an emulator on my PC, so I'll still play it on my PC through a phone emulator. It's like, come on, guys.
Phone emulator.
I gotta get on that because Ross is telling me there's some great Square remakes on the phone. He's like, just get an emulator and do it through there.
Yeah, well, you're talking about Kingdom Hearts. Like, I want to say 2.5 is a mobile game, and like, and I, their marketing for that was on point. It's like, hey, and even like the way that it is, like, it wasn't 3. It wasn't like a direct 2, it was 2.5, and it's like you can do it on mobile. And it's another little Kingdom Hearts experience. It's like, yes, that's the way to do it. That's the way to sell.
Yes, I can take that.
It's like, here, Daddy needs his medicine. Here's a little shot.
That's what it is.
Wait for the next one.
No shit, that's what it is. Oh my god. Oh, too funny.
Anyway. So yeah, so that's I'll keep my eye out on that. I can't expect much out of that since it's on mobile, but who knows? Maybe I'll check it out.
Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
Or maybe my office will have a hole in the wall.
You two are way too positive.
I don't know. I'm skeptical. It's like no mobile game has ever been that good on a like franchise level. Maybe I think the Kingdom Hearts ones have actually apparently been pretty good. But again, it works for that. Like like the mobile game would work with the Final Fantasy style interface.
Yeah.
When you're talking Alien Isolation, where it's an FPS, like no, you're like your fingers are covering half your screen. It's like no.
Yeah. It doesn't work. It's not meant for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like shake the phone. Oh,
woo. Blow into the mouthpiece.
Oh man. Anyway, moving on to like things that actually do look cool. Is Combat coming out next week on the 18th on all platforms.
I might be getting that for PC. I've got a few bucks in my Steam wallet.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be picking up. It's been a while since we've had a nice, good, fun
combat sim.
Air combat sim. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is that going to have a VR component too? Isn't it?
I think so. I was reading up on this, and there is a VR component, but it's only like a couple levels. So you're not getting. It's not going to be the full game in VR. It's a couple like key levels. But yeah, there is a. I think it's the PlayStation version. I don't know if it's I don't know if there's a PC one.
Yeah, I know the PlayStation version is definitely good luck to everybody's stomach.
Oh, dude, I couldn't handle that shit.
Oh, when you start doing barrel rolls, I'm out. The headset comes off super. Yeah, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah, nope, not for me. I'll be playing it though, just not in fucking VR.
Yeah, right.
I'll be puking and sharting like Captain Mike.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it in VR if I pick it up.
Have somebody film you just in case you do puke and shark, because that would go viral.
Oh, this is nothing. You should have seen us over the sea of Japan. The pilot puked his guts out. I puke all over the radio.
Next time, Ryan, put it in a goddamn memo. Nick and our never-ending exhaustive quotes of cinema.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. That was Hunt for Red October for anybody listening. Oh, it's great. The next item is mine. I actually just found out about this on the recent BFF episode, Bad Fodder Figures. But somebody, a small team of independent guys, basically from April of 2018 to now, painstakingly went through and recreated from top to bottom, scratch assets and everything, that PT demo using the Unreal Engine. And they just released it, I want to say this week. You can grab it off their website for free. just Google Unreal PT if you haven't experienced it yet. I've watched plenty of people getting the shit scared out of them on YouTube playing it, but I have not experienced it yet, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. It's absolutely free. For those who don't know, it was the playable trailer or playable teaser of the game that Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro were making, which, if I remember correctly, was officially going to be a Silent Hill title called Silent Hills. And then Konami thought mobile was the way to go and canned that, and I hope they just pee black for the rest of their lives.
There's another one. Like, everyone thinks like mobile's the way to go for these complicated games. Like,
if you're not fucking Farmville, you're not gonna make money. Like, or Candy Crush or whatever. Like, if that's
Angry Birds.
Oh my god, it just pisses me off. But anyway, so yeah, you can grab that now. I think they said they're going to be taking it down in less than a week anyway. Probably trying to get ahead of a Konami cease and desist. But yeah, grab it. I mean, it's probably going to be one of the last times anybody will get to play it. So it's pretty cool. But that
now,
sorry?
So quick question on the Death Stranding.
Yes.
Is that also Hideo Kojima and Del Toro?
I believe so.
Okay, but that obviously that's completely different than this. So.
Yeah, it's going to be completely different. I mean, I am sure it is pretty much that game in spirit. So,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be. But who knows? At least Konami can't cancel that on them. Pieces of shit. And on that, we'll actually go into news.
News.
Eventually, we'll have that in there.
Well, yes, we'll have it.
Listen. It's been 31 episodes, and it's never gotten any better. So it's going to remain shit, people.
Don't get your hopes up.
Live with it. We're doing it live.
You know what I'll do? I'll just cut the bit we just did, and we'll use that for our jingle. Excellent. I'll let you take this one, Kyle, because I might hit something.
Yeah, no. I think we're all going to, because we're just sick of hearing about this kind of shit. But I think this is taking it to the next level here. Pennsylvania, let me go to that name. I think it's Quinn. Representative Christopher Quinn, Republican, 168th District,
I'm sure.
Delaware County. He introduced a bill to add a 10% tax increase to any game that's rated mature, I believe. Or I think right now it's pretty vague and says violent video games. But, I mean, and I don't even know where to start there. But anyway, the tax money is going to use to fund school security enhancements because they think that that's the uptick in violence and school shootings and everything is now video games' fault once again. And probably Marilyn Manson too.
I wonder if he refers to his wife as mother.
Yeah, right. He does. It's the same mother as Pence.
Yep.
So anyway, my thoughts on this, it's a bunch of shit. I mean, if you're going to start, why medium? I'm totally fine with funding schools for safety.
Totally.
If it's legitimate stuff, not just like, hey, give a teacher a gun. That's what we're paying for. I think that's crap. There's better ways. If you're going to use, go through the methodology, the testing and things to make it more secure, I'm down with that.
Oh, yeah.
The money shouldn't come from taxing a violent video game because I mean, it's a form of media. So are you going to tax violent books? Are you going to tax violent movies? Are you going to tax violent music? Like, where does it end? And what constitutes violence? I mean, you're swinging a sword at somebody. You're beating them up with a sword until you kill them,
and they turn into a heart.
Well, that's a great point. Like, there's like any kind of story, there's genres. So are you talking like FPS violence? So it's like, is the Call of Duties, is the Fortnite gonna be the ones taxed, or it's like or it's gonna be
look, Mario kills turtles.
Yeah, he jumps on turtle violence. Turtle violence.
It's just so stupid.
It is dumb. I don't know why they have to get the money from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like they would tax something that's more of like a luxury item. I mean, like you can call gaming a luxury item, but I don't consider it a luxury. I feel it's more of entertainment. But
yeah, it's entertainment.
Here's an idea, and Why don't you just legalize pot already and get the tax benefits from that?
Yeah, please. You'll have
Just be done with it.
You'll have a much happier populace, and you probably won't have as many school shootings.
I wouldn't be as miserable.
I don't think any of us would. Good Lord. It's and this one always irks me because, I'm not one to get political. I mean, I am if you have a couple beers and we're hanging out at the house, I'll fucking tell you what I think. But, this isn't a Republican or Democrat thing. It just happens that it's a fucking tool bag that, is part of the Republican Party. But I've seen Democrats do this too.
Yeah, it's been on both.
Oh, sure.
And it's just...
Oh, sure.
This is so stupid. Like, is there a rule that when you join a Congress or a legislature, you just become a complete toolbag fuckface moron? Like, are you desperately looking? Yes. Yeah, they must all be. You must like walk through a door, and 2 steps later, you become a dipshit. Like, welcome to Congress. You're now a moron. I just don't see like who sat down and thought this is what's gonna do it. Like, are you that stupid? I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't think, and part of me is like, well, they don't want them to go after guns.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm not even getting into the argument of guns and whatever. That's just nothing to do with it. But they don't want anything pointing at guns. They keep screaming mental disabilities or mental issues, but they don't do anything about. Like, where has the funding for that gone?
Yeah, where's the funding for that treatment? Oh, yeah, that was just a talking point for the administration and Congress to make themselves feel better.
It's finger pointing without trying to find the root problem.
Yep,
exactly.
Just ridiculous bullshit. And I'm just sad it's our state, another moron from our state, thinking this is a great idea.
Have any other states like done things like this? Like I've heard of weird things in the past, but like
no, we're the first.
Yeah. I'm sure Christopher Quinn is marching with his propeller hat on, thinking he's changing the world. Way to go, asshole! Good for you.
There's going to be videos of him burning Mortal Kombat 10 or X, whatever.
Yeah,
I hope Nethersoft puts him in as a character. Or
wouldn't that would be fantastic.
A finishable character in Mortal Kombat. Now, again, people, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying,
it's a game. Jesus,
that would just
and that
would be the ultimate irony is him being in Mortal Kombat as an unlockable character.
Listen, have you guys ever felt raged after playing a game that you want to go out and like do something stupid like that?
If I heard it was coming out on mobile.
Good answer.
Y'all got cell phones, right?
Y'all got cell phones, right? Because I'm about to beat some ass.
Oh.
Because I've been playing Call of Duty and Doom and Mortal Kombat for years, and the only time I get pissed off enough where I want to punch somebody is when I'm playing multiplayer and I get shit talked by a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that is enough to make me fucking go crazy. What the hell you doing? You suck, noob.
Yeah, it's the chat that pisses me off more than anything. So
yeah, it's not the game. I mute chat anymore. No shit. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing.
That's the thing. Like, usually I'm oblivious to the chat, almost the entire time. Like, it'll be going off like, okay, they're doing their thing and I'm playing the game. How about we do that?
Yep. You gotta love it.
Dude, and that's it. And that's interesting. And I'm sorry to go a little off topic here, but everybody was giving Nintendo crap for not having a chat on the Switch. I don't miss it at all. Yeah. Like, I'm perfectly fine sitting in silence while I watch, playing the game. I don't need to have a full on conversation about what wall I'm inking with my freaking inkling dude. I don't care.
Why are you going over there? What are you doing? What?
Yeah. I've muted chat pretty much in most games I play since I had kids. Just because, people are fucking dipshits anyway. Yeah. But still, like, I found it has made the entire multiplayer experience much better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my blood pressure lowers.
Yeah,
when I mute chat.
Good stuff. Way to go, Quinn. You're changing the world.
Yeah.
All
Good luck with
right.
that, buddy.
Our next item. This is a big one, and I've been stewing this one over. But Bungie splits with Activision. Bungie has gone independent. Once again.
Bungie's like the Taylor Swift of game developers.
Yeah. First they were themselves, then they went with Microsoft, then they split with Microsoft, went independent again, then they went back to, and then they went to Activision, and now they split from Activision. And the interesting thing is that they're keeping Destiny.
I was going to do a dad joke.
Oh, what?
I was going to say Destiny.
Well, I'll tell you what. It must have been a shitty dad joke because you totally cut out.
Oh. Damn it. I'm not saying it again because now it would just be weird.
Discord hates it.
I got beat by Discord for a terrible dad joke. Somebody listening to this conversation was like, "No, fuck this, click." No.
Discord was like, "No, none of that."
Damn it. It was just a joke saying it's Bungie's destiny. It's not funny anymore.
It's Bungie's destiny.
Did I say Bungie?
You sure did.
Damn, this pink tart berry ale must be stronger than I thought.
Woo, guys. Awesome. So I don't know what you guys think about this. I think it's very interesting that they were able to walk away with Destiny. It makes me wonder one of two things. How good is Destiny really doing? Because you would think if that was a huge moneymaker, unless Bungie just paid out the ass for it, but unless it's like a big, or they had some agreement in place, I don't know if they did or not. But it just seems like Activision would be very reticent to let that go. I would think.
I have a feeling, and no research or anything, just kind of like the general kind of
gut feeling.
Gut feeling, yeah, based just on like how gamers talk about things. Like I think it's actually doing decently.
It is. It's doing okay.
But it's probably not doing what Activision really wanted.
Okay.
And so it's probably in its position, and again, going with the gut feeling here that Bungie was able to kind of snatch it up, saying hey, we're going to separate. We want to take Destiny with us, and they're Activision's looking at the numbers like what, it didn't meet the cream of the crop and didn't do what we thought it would do.
Yeah.
And so it's like have at it. But from Bungie's perspective, it's like, yeah, this is we made what we want, and we're actually we're doing decently well for what it is, and we think we can at least keep going with it, and or whatever the next iteration, Destiny 3 or whatever they plan to do it.
It will be interesting to see what comes out of this, no doubt. Yeah, I don't know. It was just very sudden. It wasn't like there was a rumor of this on the horizon at all. It was just like, bam! There's the headline. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean,
and I also question like what's happening in Activision in general, because Blizzard. I mean,
oh boy!
Like, apparently, COs are leaving, like jumping ship here, and
dude,
like,
the CFO was just like let go.
Yeah,
and like no reasoning, nothing. Like just like swept out the door. It really does. And that's your CFO. That's a big fucking deal. Like. That's just, I don't know. Like you said, what is going on?
Granted, like Blizzard is under Activision, but Blizzard is its own thing. But I Blizzard is kind of like their tent pole. So,
oh yeah,
are they shaking things up in general and just kind of losing? I don't want to say like Bungie's necessarily dead weight, but it's just like they don't want to deal with that and focus on something else. Like
yeah. Oh, maybe they're probably going mobile.
Probably.
Still mad. But anyway, so that is a very interesting item. We're going to definitely keep our eyes on that and see what comes out of that over the next few weeks, few months. The next one I think is probably you, Nick, or Kyle. I don't know who put this.
Indeed, yeah. So CES 2019. CES is always in like first midweek or mid-month rather.
I forgot this was
January.
Explain the acronym for the listeners.
So Consumer Electronics Show. They have it every year in Las Vegas. It's basically all this new tech that's coming out or about to come out.
Yep.
It's more for hardware junkies, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Sure.
But I always like watching it just to see like what's on the horizon, what's coming out, what's going to be potentially the next big thing. I mean, before there was 4K, that would.
For those who can't see, Kyle was adding an item into the CES bullets that said mobile gaming.
Mobile gaming? I'm sure they have a division of it.
Sorry, Nick, go ahead. I just couldn't let that slide.
No, I love it. But yeah, so obviously the big things is always like TVs and computer laptops. Cell phones are there. I think Samsung does their own thing.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, right. LG has phones.
They do phones. Yeah, LG makes. I like LG phones.
So a lot of stuff like that. It's never like they're like, oh, this is the absolute new product necessarily. But again, it's just kind of more, again, the up and coming things. VR kind of made its initial debut here before like Rift and all that, and became kind of the wildly popular stuff you see now. So it's always a good barometer of what's to come if it's something major. This year, nothing really jumped out at me. It's like, oh, this is the next big thing. It's always the usual: bigger TVs, more pixels. I think they're up to like 8K stuff now.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You can't tell the difference.
More pixels. Need more pixels.
You cannot tell the difference at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like the human eye can't detect it, but like I was reading up on a thing, and it's basically like it's like the compression that it becomes so vividly detailed that it's like it starts to look more real. But even though your eye can't decipher at 8K, but it's also ridiculously expensive too.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be a few years before 8K takes off on a consumer level. Like I always find this humorous too. Is like it's a consumer electronic show, but a lot of the stuff here is either it's prototype / the first run of it, and it's
Bill Gates' early access playground.
Exactly. Like most of the highest tech stuff you won't see on a consumer, like a normal consumer level.
Yeah, a couple years
for several years. But again, like I said, it's a great barometer for like, ooh, this stuff's on the way. This year it's been all about the self-driving tech. Obviously, like Tesla has its autopilot, and there's a few other initiatives like Nvidia's been doing self-driving algorithms and whatnot. So a lot of cool stuff there.
Very interesting.
A thing we saw last year was foldable screen tech. It was very early last year.
Why?
But now they're starting to be rolled into actual like viable products. So,
for gaming.
Gaming, like display. So like one of the neat things I saw was think a projector screen, except instead of coming down from the ceiling, it's coming up from like a box, like on like a credenza or something like that.
Oh, neat.
So you essentially, like, instead of having to constantly look at a TV all the time, you could just like it would go down and like fold into like a roll, and be out of the way. Again, like super niche stuff, and super expensive too. So it's like consumer won't be for a while. But again, it's like
it's neat though.
Like it feels like the future. I'm in the future.
Where's my hoverboard?
Exactly. Where's the hoverboard? Transparent LEDs is
OLED.
Kind of the new
oh
thing.
my god.
Oh yeah. So they have transparent LCD, but this new OLED allows for a lot more transparency when it's not actually lighting up. There's a ton of videos on it. It's super slick.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of an application for the average consumer. It's designed for being like malls or like a display window. So instead of just looking through a normal window, you'd have this like flashy advertisement going on, and you still see product behind.
So instead of the shirt you want to buy in the window, it's a picture of the shirt you want to buy in the window.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like their demo made it look like something out of Minority Report, where you had like actual physical product behind it, and then like things are just like flashing in front of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Again, it's just super slick.
It is cool.
I could potentially see, like, I don't know, it'd be a weird application, but like eventually you could have like instead of like normal windows to a house, you could have a window, and then you just like press a button, and it just like goes from transparent to opaque or something, and suddenly that's your viewing portal.
That's cool.
Like, that's your TV or something like that. I think that would be neat. But again, it's the future. Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
A few years away yet.
Just cool stuff.
Captain Mike's got one of those OLEDs though for.
Oh, do you?
He's got one for his PC. Captain Mike does.
Mike. Okay.
It sounds gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, it looks hella cool, but I think it's also.
I don't think it's a transparent OLED, but it's an OLED screen.
Yeah. Normal OLED. Oh yeah, super sharp. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The last thing was I thought was just like oddity, but a suitcase about the carry-on size that would follow you around like a nice little puppy.
No shit.
It has a whole bunch of tech in it. It has like a camera, and you basically like you pull the handle, and like there's some button in the handle, and it'd be designed like you'd be in an airport, and you could be walking along hands free. You're not touching the suitcase, and it simply follows you as you go along. Like, totally, one of those like weird, pointless things. Like you'd buy it just to show it off type of thing. But it's that's pretty clever.
As long as I could assign it in names, so I could run through an airport going, "Come on, fuckface, relate."
Yeah, well, you think about the mouse droid from Star Wars.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, that's exactly what. That's a great point. That's exactly what this thing kind of looked like, except it's in a suitcase type thing.
That's awesome.
Just hilarious.
Oh, that's great. So that's CES 2019. That sounds like it's. I got to check out some videos. It's always fun to watch, like you said. Next item is mine. Actually, the next two are mine. I'm sure everybody's heard about it by now, but Apple has reported much lower earnings than they had initially forecasted. It's funny when you like they're initially trying to blame it on economy in China from the trade war, but if you actually start looking deeper into the statistics and the numbers, what it's actually looking like is they've hit a point in America where people are like, "No, I'm not going to spend $1,000 fucking dollars for a phone." And I think they've hit their critical mass. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm still on an iPhone 4S. I mean,
that's what I got.
I got a $200 Motorola.
Well, and I'm telling you,
it does everything I need. It does everything I need.
That's the thing. Like, how much are you willing to pay for $1,000? Like, you start getting into laptop territory.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know how good? Do you know how good the new Alien Isolation is going to look on that $1,000?
Y'all got cell phones, right?
Fuck you,
$1,000 cell phone.
It's like, I swear Steve Jobs is rolling in his grave right now. That's the only thing I can think, because he had no problem charging you top dollar for good technology, but Jobs was always insistent that you got something new, that you got something you didn't know you needed for that, high price tag. This is just Tim Cook selling a bigger version of the phone.
Oh yeah.
And
even going back to the CES stuff, like all the phone stuff, like there was nothing revolutionary. It's just the same thing as either bigger phone or more charge or just the normal stuff that'll happen, but nothing innovative was coming out of the phone side of things. Like not just Apple, just phones in general. It's like I'm not seeing any innovation. So what? This
is my last iPhone. Like when this thing dies, I'm.
Oh yeah, same for me. It was because it was the last one. It ended up being the last one before I bought before Steve Jobs died.
Yep, same here.
But now I'm like, and yeah, it's like I'm not seeing any innovation, and they're getting hell of expensive. It's like, I don't want to be carrying that much of.
I don't want to carry that much money on me.
Yeah. Around and potentially I guess it's not so much having it on me as so much like this thing can break and
and it's $1,000 fucking dollars.
Exactly. It's like excuse me. It's like for me, you get above 500 and you are pushing it for
you
mobile.
Are absolutely
mobile phone.
Pushing it.
Like beyond that, it's like, okay, we're talking either like a tablet or
I could get a shitty
laptop.
computer for that price.
Exactly. It's like at that point, it's like you're crossing that threshold of like, okay, this is way too much for a phone. It's and again, it's like, what are you using it for?
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, I use it standard mobile stuff. So the social
I use
media.
it to play Alien Isolation too.
Yeah. I need the horsepower to play Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
I need to play my Diablo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm on the record, man. This is my last iPhone. I'm done with iPhones after this. So.
Yeah, I had my LG before this. It was a G4. I know it's not an iPhone, but I loved it. And I went to get the latest version of that phone, which is like G10. I forget what it was, but it was like $800. I'm like, I'm not even spending $800. That's insane. And then I was like, well, I went on Motorola's website and I was like, oh, look, this phone has everything I need for $200.
Yep.
I will buy that. And it's not like, you can tell it's not the best face that it does everything I need it to do.
Yeah, and we're not.
I have no complaints.
We're not outliers here. We're really not. I feel like a majority of people have hit that wall, and that's why Apple's not making money. So they can keep going down this road. They're gonna disappear in 10 years. They don't start innovating. That's for sure. So there's that. I don't think that anyone that's seen the latest iPhone prices, that's not a real shock. But the next one, this is very concerning. I'm hearing whispers through analysts, journalists, some people who might be in the know over at Bethesda, anonymous tips. But it sounds like because Fallout 76 was a total dumpster fire and did not make close to what the shareholders for Bethesda were expecting that it would make, there is now a lot more pressure on the company to release Elder Scrolls 6. And the rumor is that it might even be pushed up as soon as the end of this year.
Wow.
Now, yeah, and what's real concerning about that is when Todd Howard sold us his bowl of bullshit on Fallout 76, and then after they showed the quick movie for Elder Scrolls 6, it was very clear that that game was years away. I mean, his own words, we were years away from it, but here it is, here's your treat. Here's Elder Scrolls
early
6.
estimates were like at best 2020.
At best.
Late 2020 at best, yeah.
Yeah, so the rumor is that they want that the shareholders want this to be the savior. And if that is the case, all they can say, Bethesda, is you got some real dumb fucking shareholders. If they think that after this, car crash, that rushing another product to market just on name recognition is going to make that money, I could tell you this could easily be the end of Bethesda.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, like they have almost completely burned the bridge.
Yep.
Via Fallout 76. Like, now granted, that only applies probably like Fallout people. Like, if there are those that only play Elder Scrolls and they're thinking
Sure,
like, oh, okay, like you're going to be using up the last of the goodwill on that side if they haven't seen or if they feel like Fallout 76 was an outlier.
Yeah, if they drop the ball on this one, and I mean, there's some very concerning flags. I mean, it might have changed, but at E3 it was stated that they're sticking with the same engine for Elder Scrolls 6, and all the leaps and bounds they made for Fallout 76 would be seen in Elder Scrolls 6, which is very concerning. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could be. I hope the shareholders smarten up and just take a painful year and make it a lesson learned with Captain Howard, and get them to get their shit together and get back on the ball. Because if they do rush this, it's not going to be good. I'd be very shocked if it were.
Just pray they don't have like an Elder Scrolls bag.
Yeah. We got you an Elder Scrolls water skin made out of pleather.
This is a Nalgene bottle.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I agree with you, Nick. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm never buying a Bethesda game on the day of release ever again.
Oh yeah, day one, absolutely not. It's like it's going to be very much wait and see.
Yep.
How bad does it really?
Oh, that sucks because they're working on Doom right now too.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Admittedly, I'll probably get that day one.
You are a big Doom fan, but
well, yeah. Doom is on its own engine, isn't it? Though.
Yes, that's a completely different
It is
engine.
on its own engine. So. It is.
There's a chance.
It's almost like Bethesda has a different team working on that one that actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, it will be, Bethesda is not just like all the teams work on just one thing. Obviously, there will be a.
Well, that's what he said for 76.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 76 really felt like the interns worked on it. From stem to stern. Like, okay, interns, handle the ticket system. Oh shit, it's released to the public. Oh god, what have we done? Oh. What do you mean the bags were too expensive? Damn it, interns!
What do you mean you gave them away to streamers? Oh god.
Yeah, now. I'll give credit. They are fixing a lot of the 76 stuff, but one, it's not enough to bring me back to the game. Like, I put it on the shelf for now. It's like, okay, I may check it out in a few months. Maybe if they get their shit together, I'll check it out again. But man, it's just like it shouldn't have released in that state.
No.
The PR around it has been absolutely horrid. The security around it has been absolutely horrid. It's like, get your act together and
Totally.
get it, not only for 76's sake, but like everything else is on the line now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's a very critical time for Bethesda, and we'll see how 2019 irons out for them, but I think it's very bad news if that rumor turns out to be true. But as of now, it's a rumor, nothing confirmed, so we'll wait and see in a holding pattern here. And on that note, we'll move on to our Save Point game of the month. We held a poll on the Save Point group of Disney games to pick for the month, to play a Disney game, and Darkwing Duck was chosen.
Oh, such a classic.
Darkwing Duck for
Nintendo.
There's a couple versions out there. So this is the NES version for all of you who aren't on the Save Point that listen. It is the NES version.
Yeah, I played the NES way back in the day. Took me forever to finally beat it. But man, that day, I remember that day because I was like jumping up and down, like, I got it! I got this game! Are you okay?
It was tough making this list because I was like, what do I put in here? Because there's so many good Disney games back in the day.
Well, especially like the Disney Afternoon set that you could get on Xbox.
Yeah, all of those were.
It had DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Rescue Rangers, and Tailspin.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, man. Rescue. Oh, man. It's all coming back.
Yeah.
You can get that on... Sorry, go ahead.
No, let's say, even like out of those Nintendo games, I think the most surprising one to me was how good The Little Mermaid was.
I never played that.
Did you guys play it? It's surprisingly good.
I know I played the shit out of Quackshot on Sega. I loved that game. The Donald Duck one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Good one.
But yeah, so I haven't gotten to play it yet, but it's on my list for the week. Have either of you guys played it? Well, I mean, Nick obviously not.
No. But man, I'll have to try and dig it out. Because that's definitely.
What about you, Kyle? Did you get a chance to play it?
Play what?
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck. Oh God, a long time ago.
All right.
I didn't play it at all. I mean, now since that was the one that was chosen.
Yeah, I think for our next episode, I'll definitely get a couple hours in on it because this is the one that I have not played. I have not played Darkwing Duck on the NES.
Oh, good. Oh, good. We'll get a fresh take on it then.
Yeah, I'm very excited because I've heard nothing but good about it. So, and you
should download an emulator on your phone and play it on there.
I should pound your face. Yeah, funny. I mentioned that. My kids, I wound up picking up for them on Amazon, wondering if they'd like it. But I picked up that Dennis the Menace movie from the early '90s with Walter Matthau.
Oh, the one with
tastes like paint.
And Wood.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yes, and Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, he plays the bad guy in it.
Yes, and my kids love this movie. We've been watching it, and I'll tell you what, it holds up. I still love this movie, but like my kids were upstairs.
I never thought I'd hear anybody say Dennis the Menace holds up.
Dude, it's
amazing.
It's still awesome, and it's still hilarious. Like, it's even better now as an adult. Like, you pick up on the big kid jokes, so to speak. But oh man, is that funny? What the hell happened with my kids were upstairs and I just heard Paige say something to Mia. Mia's the younger one. And she's like, Mia, you could go get this. And she's like, I could pound your face. I just remember this scene with Margaret. But yeah, oh god, it's just been fun watching that. So that's what that reminded me of. But anyway, so let's go to our question of the bye week. We asked, Kyle and I came up with this one. With the success of Netflix's Black Mirror Bandersnatch, which I played, and it was a blast if you like choose-your-own-adventure, full-motion video games. And it's Black Mirror, so it's nice and fucked up. You can just play it on Netflix with a smart TV or on your phone or whatever. It's great, so check it out. So anyway, with the success of Bandersnatch, it got us thinking, what were some FMV full-motion video games that you enjoyed from back in the day? I'll start with the save point. We got a couple there, and we have a couple voicemails in response to this as well. And then we'll finish off with our take on it. But in the save point, Eric Bouchard, otherwise known as AZ Rockslide from the Everyday Gamers, said, I actually streamed one of my favorites right around Halloween, Seventh Guest. When that game came out, there was nothing else like it. I really enjoyed the game, and it was honestly fun to dive back into it on stream. Hell yeah. Either of you ever play Seventh Guest?
No.
Nope.
Really? I'm not so shocked about you, Kyle, but well, I even figured it might have been on 3DO or something. But Nick, you never got to play that one.
No, never did.
So that's another, like, again, one of those FMV games with, like, full sets to wander around on as in first person. And it was like, you're invited as the seventh guest to this party at this really creepy mansion of a mad toy maker. Huh. And if I remember correctly, I could be remembering wrong, but I'm 99% sure that's right. And there's, like, puzzles to solve, and you start uncovering the secrets of this place. Very, very fun. And just seeing that comment, Eric, brought back a ton of memories. I remember getting that, and my computer was too slow to keep up with the CD-ROM, so I actually had to upgrade. This is in the days of 386. But yeah, I had a blast with that one. Jeremy from the Bad Fodder Figures posted Supreme Warrior. It looked so good on the shelf, but the gameplay was terrible, as you might expect a first-person FMV fighting game to be. Wow. So I wound up checking this out. I'm just going to let you hear some sound from it. Alright, so there's a guy with like a funky dragon mask on. And horrible martial arts. And even worse acting.
It's bad.
Good, but not good enough. Like, I can't even see where the gameplay actually comes in. But, yeah. Looks good on the box. Horrible in execution.
Yeah, I'm watching this. Wow.
It's bad. I don't think we got anything on Twitter, so I will just head right into the voicemails. We have 2 this week. So let's check out this first one. This is a new caller. Here we go.
Retro Wrench. This is Sean Connery. I'm looking at your question for the week, and it says, of the full motion video, this FMV, what is your favorite from back in the day? And I must say, there can be only one, and that is the Highlander series.
Uh-huh.
Look it up and play it. I demand it. Sean Connery demands it.
We can't hear it.
Oh, you can?
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Oh, good. I thought I was the only one.
Hold up. I will have to edit this part out. Oh, I didn't even see you guys actually saying that. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, sure. Just forget about us. Are we nothing to you, Al?
Yeah, no shit. Buttholes. I'm going to restart my audio engine. Actually, let me just try the old trick of leaving here and coming back.
While we wait, I should let you know the Cowboys are losing.
Yes. I remember to edit that out. Okay. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright, let's see.
Hi, back.
Retro Wrench.
Can you hear that?
Sean Connery. I'm looking at
Nope.
What the fuck? Hold up. Okay. Can you hear it now?
The week, and it says,
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. That's what it was. I shut the wrong. Alrighty. Give me 2 seconds, and I will start the call over. Let me just take 5 seconds of silence here so I know where to edit out.
Sure.
Okay, that problem's been solved. Let's go to the voicemails. This is a new caller this week. Here we go.
Retro Wrench. This is Sean Connery. I'm looking at your question for the week, and it says,
This guy sounds
of the
familiar.
full motion video, this FMV, what is your favorite from back in the day? And I must say, there can be only one, and that is the Highlander series. Look it up and play it. I demand it. Sean Connery demands it.
I don't know.
I might
Sean
argue.
Connery is such a fan.
I know, especially of the Highlander series. I don't, you know, if it was Sean Connery saying "Don't play it," I might be like, "Oh, okay," but I don't know if anybody should play the Highlander series.
I've heard anything he's in, he tends to love, especially League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
The one that ended his career. So I saw this call, and I listened to Mr. Connery, and I did check it out, and wow, another steaming pile of shit. But you might have actually gotten to play it, Kyle, because it was a Jaguar game.
It's a Jaguar CD game, and I am not playing those a-hole prices that people charge for those Jaguar CD. I am not paying $500 for a piece of. Listen, I love my Jaguar.
$500.
I would love a Jaguar CD, but they just for the CD console they ask $500. I am not doing it.
Holy shit!
It's insane. For maybe I don't think there's any good CD games for the Jag CD. Maybe one Battlezone, maybe.
Don't waste your money because I watched somebody play this, and
I'm not. I've seen it.
Oh, it's bad. It's real fucking bad.
Real bad.
Apparently, the only way you can do damage is by sweep kicking, which we all know the Highlander, did. I guess this is off the cartoon, which I never saw. But yeah, oh boy, what a steaming pile of crap that was. But Ramirez is in it, hence why Connery loves it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Connery. Did sound familiar, I gotta say. We must know him. But all right. So we do have another caller this week. Who could it be? I wonder.
Guess who's back? Back again. Fred Prince is back once again. Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Hey, gentlemen. Hitting up the old hotline here. I see it in the hotline question. So I've called in with my answer. Yeah. That's how it's done, people. When you listen to the podcast and these guys say there's a question, okay, they don't say it on the podcast, they kind of put it out on Twitter, but and you see that, and then you call in, you call in and you talk, and these guys enjoy listening to people talk, and they interact with you in a way, so it's kind of cool. So if you're not calling in, then call in. Anyway.
Yeah, Dustin.
All right, we're talking FMV games. All right, here we go. I got one for you. Strip Poker Live!
All right!
Oh, radio edit. No, wait. I didn't mean to say that. I was coughing. I have a cold. Winter cold. I'm in a Dragon's Lair. Yeah, that's a Dragon Lair.
Nice.
Dragon's Lair. I think that's it. Yeah, when I first seen that in the arcades, I was blown away. I thought we've hit the mountain.
Yeah.
I thought we couldn't go any higher. We couldn't do any better. There's nothing in the world that would ever beat that. And then I see I believe they wanted 50 cents for that thing and not 75, and that was a bit of a heartbreak there. I mean, like, you want me to put in more than one quarter. I mean, I understand you're blowing me away with what you're showing me, and you're taking me to the next level of gaming, but really, you want more than one quarter? What do you think, I'm rich? But I really enjoyed that a lot, and keeping it on the home systems there, I did have that Sega CD. I still have it to this day. I could actually go in my basement, pull out that Sega CD, and I bet you it works. Well, I might not be able to find the power cord, but now it's in tip-top shape. But I thought Sewer Shark was pretty cool on the old Sega CD there.
Never played that.
I didn't have a handful of games.
Oh, that's funny.
They had that Night Trap game or something, and
Night Trap.
did they have a Sonic? I think they might have had a Sonic game on there too. That was short-lived, but hey, it was a good try by Sega. Yay, Sega! Yeah. Anyway, that's how that goes. So my question, I have a question. I haven't been asking too many questions, but everybody seems to be hyped about this Resident Evil 2 remake, so just wondering where you guys sit on that. You're like, I'm the hype train, can't wait to get it, can't wait to play it, here we go. Or don't you care? I'm kind of curious. I think I'll download that 30-minute or something demo, that one-shot something demo, and see what it's like, and I'll give it a try. But I'm probably running out of time, so I guess I better cut this off now. And remember, radio edit. I never said anything about any Strip Poker Live game. I'll take that to my grave. I never said that. Anyway, guys, great show. Have a good one. And arrivederci.
Arriba turkey, Fred. Wow. Man, that was a good call, because I had completely forgot about one of my favorite FMV games of all time, and that is the Dragon's Lair series.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh,
Yeah.
so great.
Anybody by Don Bluth, I think.
Yes, Don
Yeah.
Bluth.
Did he do Space Ace also, right?
He sure did.
Yeah.
He did Space Ace, and those. I'll tell you. I mean, the three of us are old enough to remember what it was like to go into arcades, and you know, where the arcade that was by me when I was growing up, I don't even think I was a teenager yet, and they had a Dragon's Lair cabinet, and it was 50 cents, which was odd because it was like a lot of those games they really tried to charge you an arm and a leg for even then. Like I think similar ones were like $1, but for whatever reason, Dragon's Lair was 50 cents, and I went in. You know, any Friday that I could go there and I had some money, like that was the only game I played. I was determined to beat that game, and I eventually did. And I was like, you know, the cool thing about arcades was like when you started getting to a point where, you know, you'd been on there for a while, especially Dragon's Lair, because people, you know, would wait in line to play that because it was very popular. But like when they see that you've been on it for a while and you're on the same, you know, quarters, now you're getting to the parts that people hadn't gotten to yet. So all of a sudden, like, I had this small crowd of people watching me play Dragon's Lair, and I had finally beaten it. And I just remember everyone was like, yeah! Like, you know, everybody was just kind of giving you the high five and shit like that. But, I mean, I easily spent probably close to $20 on that game. I mean, you think 40 playthroughs, which shows you how much I suck. But it took that many times. But I did get it.
That was a tough game.
It was very tough. And but it's still one of my favorite games, and I do remember like mid to late 90s I had a pretty decent computer for the time, and I went to an electronics boutique and they had the whole trilogy there for PC on CD-ROM, and oh boy did I pick that up, and I played all three of them in like a weekend.
Nice.
I still have the box somewhere, I think. But yeah, I loved Dragon's Lair. That's a really good one there, Fred.
Well, you know where you can play Dragon's Lair now? On your phone.
Oh, you piece of shit!
I'm not joking. Actually,
But, yeah, I think there is
it's a $5 app.
You're an ass. I hate you. That's great. Yeah, and I don't know so much about the Sega CD games. I'm sure Kyle can speak more to that, as I didn't really have one. But
yeah,
Sewer Shark?
Yeah, so I'll actually jump into mine because that was actually one of them that I've played. So I got the Abomination of the 32X and the Sega CD. Oh, and wow. I remember getting Sewer Shark, and I got to disagree. I thought it was terrible. I'm not real big on that, so take that with a grain of salt. I did not like Sewer Shark. I know there's a ton of. I did not have Night Trap, so I can't say that was one of my favorites. What was another one? Corpse of what the hell was it? Zombie Corpse Killer. It was a Sega CD 32X game. Yeah, it was awful. That was an FMV. The acting was terrible, but that's one of those where I think it's so bad it's funny.
Yeah,
you know, like it's so bad it's good. I'll tell you what, the ones that I want to get at some point, and actually I think the biggest one I want to get is Road Avenger.
Road Avenger.
You guys, it's almost like it's like in the style of Dragon's Lair, where you know it's just animated and it's like, you know, you have to hit the button at the right time.
Yeah,
but it's all like a car chase scene getaway, and it's supposed to be really awesome.
I wonder if it's on
check
the
it
archive.
out when you guys get a chance.
I wonder if it's on the archive.
Probably.
I'll have to check it out.
Probably. So I think that's one that I'd like to try. Again, I'm not usually real big on FMV games, but I'd like to try that one. As far as my favorite, I hate it. So I don't have a favorite. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite one. So
I will say, come back to me. Dragon's Lair was one of my favorites, but not my favorite. I will tell my favorite when we hear from Nick. So what about you, Nick?
So yeah, like I had to like kind of think up one, and oh man, FMV, because I mean like FMV was also on like a lot of games, so it's like the more Bandersnatch style yeah, I think most of them ended up being very crap in that kind of style.
Mhm.
But one that stood out to me that I think still qualifies if you ever played it or heard of it, the Journeyman Project.
Yes, that came with my Packard Bell PC. I loved that game.
Yeah, like that was it was kind of a combination of like Myst and kind of like decision making.
Oh, I forgot
kind of
about that.
And and I guess you could say Myst maybe kind of qualifies a little bit.
Myst. I would give it to Myst as well.
Yeah, so like those were like my favorite FMV games from back in the day. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Myst is a forever classic. Myst and Riven.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sequels, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely good stuff. For me, it was easy, and I don't know if it was necessarily if the game was that great. It was, but I think what made it such a great memory for me and why I loved it so much is it was one of the few games that my dad actually played, and he's not much of a gamer, but I remember him and I sitting at the computer trying to figure out the right choices for this one, and I bought it for him years later, because that computer eventually died and we lost the disc to it, but I wound up finding it and buying it for him for Father's Day like 10 years ago or so. And he sat down, in his basement and played that game left, right, up, down, front, center until he finally unlocked the ending. And that was Silent Steel. It was a full FMV game, kind of like Bandersnatch, where you'd get, different prompts to make different choices and say different things. But it all took place on a submarine. And the acting was actually decent. Most of these are notoriously bad, but they had decent acting, and of course they used the same clips of subs underwater that Hunt for Red October and every other submarine movie used throughout the 80s, including the one with the 688 sub jumping out of the water, that again has been in every 80s submarine movie. But the set design was cool, the acting was good, and the story was really fun. It's you're just going out on a standard patrol, and very early on you get called into sonar. He keeps picking up this weird noise, and all of a sudden it turns out that somebody had put something on your sub to make noise to give your location away, and it turns into you're running from a rogue Russian submarine, and just very, very cool. And it was very well done. It's one of those, if it's on the archive, I might even pull it up and play it tonight, just because I have good memories of that game. But I think it might just be good memories of playing it with my dad and anyone that plays the game. My dad and I still say it to this day. If one of us does something really stupid, we'll say the phrase that your first officer uses every time you screw up in the game. He's just like, "You boned us, Captain," and then the sub explodes. But yeah, Silent Steel. I don't even remember who made it, to tell you the truth, but it was fun. It was one of those good FMV games that actually managed to pull off all the things it was trying to do and did it all right. But yeah, so that is our question of the bye week. Kyle, do you have the voicemail line to give out to... actually, Nick, why don't you give out the voicemail line?
Sure. Voicemail line for future episodes. You can dial in at 610-810-1654.
I was ready that time, by the way.
Oh, damn, I'm sorry.
I'm just letting you know. It was up.
But yes, again, like Fred said, don't be afraid to call in. We just want to talk. And I always appreciate the people that do call in, including Mr. Connery, that overachiever. But no, obviously you can answer the question of the bye week, but you don't have to do that. You can just call and rant like a lunatic, and we'll roll with it. So thank you to everybody that calls in. Do appreciate that. And we will move on to our shout-outs. Final thoughts. Kyle, do you have any shout-outs you want to give this week as we wrap this up?
Other than Go Birds.
Hell yeah,
and
baby.
F Dallas? No. No, I'm good. Other than our fans and stuff. Yep.
Excellent.
People who listen. Yep.
Mr. Nick.
No new shout outs again. Echo that. Thanks to all the fans listening, and keep up.
Anything you want to promote? Any upcoming streams?
You can normally catch me on Twitch TV / Black Eagle Ops. Stream Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. and Sunday starting at 1. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but probably Monday and Tuesday I'm going to do some single player game. Probably finish up Kona, and then figure out what I'm doing. All
right. For my shout outs, obviously big shout out to the fans and people that are listening. Always appreciate it. Really appreciate all of you out there that are spreading the word and retweeting our episode posts and our questions of the week. I really sincerely appreciate that. We all do. So thank you to everybody that's getting the word out, and more people are listening, and we appreciate that. And if you do enjoy, feel free to leave us a review. Even just give us a retweet on Twitter and help push us along. It's always appreciated. Big shout out to Team Good for Gaming. I had to make a correction. In the last episode, I said we had changed our name. And no, we are still Team Good for Gaming. And thank you, Eric AZ Rockside, for correcting this on Twitter. I do appreciate that. It was a mistake on my part. But we are still Team Good for Gaming. We have just our Extra Life team this year. We've named it Mason's Little Warriors in honor of Mason Sims. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. We are still, at Good for Gaming on Twitter, and they're still just the awesomest group I've ever been a part of. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to Everyday Gamers. They've been really giving a treat over the past couple weeks with the holidays and stuff of some of their best of episodes, and they're fun. Definitely check out some of the recent posts. It's like some of their favorite moments on the show, and some of them are very, very funny. So it's always good to listen to. And then the boys at the Bad Fodder Figures, Mike, Matt, Eric, Jeremy, big shout out to you guys. And actually, I'm going to be joining the fellas not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after. We are going to be doing a spoiler cast of Red Dead Redemption 2. So this is going to be, our deep dive, talking about the entire game, whereas we kind of just gave impressions in the last show that I joined them on. Now we're gonna spoil it. We're gonna be talking spoilers. So if you haven't played the game, or you haven't beaten it, you don't want to know what happens, you may not want to listen to that show. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun the last time I joined the guys, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. So check them out. That's Bad Fodder Figures, and that's FODDER. Excuse me, FODDER Figures. And then if you want to hang out with us, you can hang out in the Save Point, the group we talk about, our book club for games, at tiny.cc/savepoint. You can email us, theretrorents @gmail.com. We're on Twitter at theretrorents. You can catch me at retrorentsal. That's also my Twitch name, and I'm starting to stream more regularly, so I'll post on Twitter when I'm going live. You can follow Nick at Black Eagle Ops, both on Twitch and Twitter. And Kyle is actually on Twitch at the very least, and he is at Kibis. So we look forward to catching y'all on our streams as well. And that will wrap this up for episode 31. I don't think I have any wisdom other than Bethesda. For the love of God, don't rush Elder Scrolls 6 out this year. I think that'd be bad. And if you say it's coming out on mobile, I'm going to punch a puppy.
Think of the puppies.
Think of the puppies, Todd. Think of the puppies.
Maybe he doesn't like puppies. Now he's going to hear you say that.
If I ever get to meet him in person, I just want to go, Christmas vacation on him and be like, why is the carpet wet, Todd? I don't know, Margo. Did you see the Christmas pictures from last year? My mother-in-law went and bought us all Christmas vacation sweaters that had sayings from the movie on it. And my sweater was
ugly sweater.
Yeah, and my sweater was, I don't know, Margo. Anyway, everybody, thank you for listening, and thanks for coming out. Nick and Kyle, shout out to you guys. Thanks for coming up on a Saturday night. I know it's not a normal recording night. And I will probably be going live here shortly on Twitch at theretrorents. Probably going to be playing something retro on my fucking $2,000 computer.
Right on.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. We'll catch you soon.
All right.
Later.